The mouth of a hippopotamus is one of the most impressive sights in the entire animal kingdom. It's quite literally the River King's window to the world. Today we're going to be talking about the hippo's mouth and how this particular feature makes it such an effective predator and dominant species in its environment. We will look at the angle a hippo can open its mouth, the function of such a wide mouth, and the incredible strength that lies within a hippo's jaws. So stay tuned as we answer the question, how wide can a hippopotamus open its mouth? When people think about the hippopotamus, they usually focus on two things, their size and their mouth. While their sheer bulk is definitely intimidating, it is the hippo's mouth that really sets it apart from other species and gives it its place at the top of the food chain. A hippo can open its mouth up to 150 degrees, which may not sound like much until you realize that the average human mouth only opens around 45 degrees. To put it another way, when fully opened, an adult hippo's mouth can stretch about 1.2 meters. This wide gape is due to the hippo's unique skeletal structure, which has more flexible connections between its jaw bones than most mammals. This flexibility allows the hippo to open its mouth wider than almost any other land mammal, with the possible exception of the green anaconda, which is also capable of opening its mouth to around 150 degrees. The primary function of such a wide mouth is to help the hippo do three things: eat, intimidate, and defend itself. Let's take a closer look at each of these functions. Number 1, their mouth helps the hippopotamus to eat. One of the main reasons that hippos need such big mouths is because they are constantly eating. Hippopotamuses are herbivores who subsist almost entirely on grass. They spend up to 16 hours a day looking for food and will consume up to 27 kilograms of grass per meal. That's the equivalent of 5 full-grown men. Needless to say, eating all that grass requires a very wide mouth. The larger the mouth, the more grass the hippo can eat in one sitting, which means it doesn't have to spend as much time searching for food. While most animals would be hard-pressed to find enough grass to satisfy their enormous appetites, hippos have evolved to thrive on the African savanna, where grass is plentiful, but also highly fibrous. These tough plants are difficult to chew and digest, which is why hippos have developed specialized mouthparts for processing them efficiently. Hippo teeth are continuously growing structures that lack the enamel found in most mammals. Instead, they are covered with a thin layer of shiny dentin that is similar to the substance found in a bird's beak. Unlike most mammals then, which use their teeth for tearing up their food, hippos simply slice the fibrous plants into small bits and swallow them whole. This method of eating would be impossible without their large mouths, which allow hippos to pack huge amounts of grass into their stomachs for later digestion. The second reason for a hippo's wide mouth is to help them intimidate rivals or other hippos. Hippopotamus are territorial animals and are known for their aggressive behavior. Male hippos will often compete against each other for dominance in a group. These competitions usually involve loud displays of force, including roaring and charging, as well as physical intimidation via biting and hitting. Hippos use their mouths for all of these behaviors. When they open their mouths wide, it not only startles their opponent, but also gives the hippo an advantage during confrontations. By opening its mouth wide, a hippo can show off its massive teeth and make itself look bigger and more threatening. This is especially true when a hippo yawns, because yawning increases the angle of the upper jaw, making the teeth even more prominent. A hippo's mouth also plays a major role in its communication. Like many other mammals, hippos use vocalizations to communicate with each other. However, unlike most mammals, hippos can make their calls much louder by using their mouths. When a hippo yawns or roars, it uses its wide mouth to amplify its sounds, which can travel for miles across the savanna. This long-range communication allows hippos to warn off rivals, alert other hippos to danger, or simply maintain their dominance over their territory. Finally, the third reason for a hippo's wide mouth is to help them defend themselves. As mentioned earlier, hippos are known for their aggressive behavior. However, despite their size and strength, they are often targeted by predators, especially when they are young. Newborn calves are particularly vulnerable and are often the target of lions and crocodiles. This is why adult hippos must be able to defend themselves and their offspring from attack. When threatened, hippos will often open their mouths wide to display their teeth and make themselves look bigger and more threatening. They will also use their mouths to lunge forward and bite their attackers, which can be fatal. In fact, hippos are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than any other land mammal. Their bites are that powerful. Even the toughest-skinned crocodiles cannot withstand the force of a hippo's jaws. When defending themselves from an attack, hippos will sometimes leap completely out of the water with their mouths open wide. This behavior is known as a breach and is thought to be an adaptation that helps hippos defend themselves from both terrestrial and aquatic predators. Now we know why hippos need such wide mouths, but how strong are a hippo's jaws? How wide can they actually open their mouths? We know that the average human mouth opens around 45 degrees, while a hippopotamus can open theirs up to 150 degrees. But how does that translate into actual strength? Well, there is no scientific consensus on the exact force of a hippo's bite, but some estimates suggest that it can be as strong as 5,000 pounds per square inch or 34,500 newtons. For comparison, the average human bite force is around 120 psi or 830 newtons, so a hippo's jaws are around 40 times stronger than ours. With a bite force like that, it's easy to see how hippos can crack open coconuts and devour them in seconds. It also explains why they can easily kill their enemies with just one bite. The secret behind the hippo's incredibly strong bite lies in its teeth. Hippos have 4 large incisors and canines, which are the front teeth you see when they open their mouth. These teeth can grow up to 50 centimeters long and are used to defend themselves and compete for territory. Behind the incisors are 4 large molars, which are used for grinding down plant material. Together, these 8 teeth form a powerful vise that can crush bones and tear through flesh with ease. In addition to their teeth, hippos also have very thick and strong jaws and a powerful bite force. All of these factors combined to make the hippo's mouth one of the most feared weapons in the animal kingdom. In conclusion, the hippopotamus is truly a remarkable creature. Its mouth is not only one of the most impressive sights in nature, but also one of the most powerful. From its ability to eat vast amounts of grass to its terrifying bite force, the hippo's mouth is an amazing adaptation that has helped it to become the dominant species in its environment. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think is the coolest thing about a hippopotamus? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.